Hi, boys and girls. So today I just wanted to do a little note that would tie in our understanding of capacity with some common household units or tools that we use to measure capacity. So just as a recap, in math, we know that capacity is the measure of an object's ability to hold a substance. And we often measure an object's ability to hold a liquid in liters, which we use the unit of measure as a capital L, and milliliters. And so when we're representing our units in math, we use the small m and the capital L for milliliters. Now, at home, we have tools like a measuring cup here, and those tools are cups. And sometimes on our cups, which we use for baking and cooking, we might see the symbol ounces. And so ounces and cups are usually American units of standard for measurement. And we go by the metric system. And so in our system, we use liters and milliliters. Okay. So what I want to show you today is I want you to imagine this large, uh, let's call it a tube here. This large tube, it has the ability, imagine it being like a cylinder. Okay, so imagine it sort of having a sort of a 3D effect to it, if you will. Okay, so make it a little bit 3D there, maybe at the bottom too, just so you kind of see what I've got here. So I have this large cylinder, and I know that it has a capacity of 1 liter. Now, what does that mean, capacity? That means that this cylinder can hold right up to the top. It can hold 1 liter of a liquid, okay, whether that's milk or whether that's going to be something like water or even something as thick as honey. It can hold 1 liter. And if I put any more in, what do you think is going to happen? Yeah, it would spill over the top because I've reached the capacity. Okay, so it's how much can it hold? Now, 1 liter is equal to 1,000. And again, remember, I'm using a mouse, so my printing here is all done with a mouse pad. So stick with me if you can. It's equal to 1,000 milliliters. All right. And you saw in your practice video on Monday that we think of a milliliter as being like a drop, a drop of water, okay, from an eyedropper. And 1 liter, we might think of a liter, we might go into our refrigerator, we might see 1 liter bottles of ketchup, okay. We might see 2 water bottles that we bought maybe at the store. That would equal 1 liter. Now, if I wanted only half, I would take the cylinder and I would cut it or share it into 2 equal pieces. So I kind of want you just to look at the cylinder and maybe with your finger, figure out where you think half would be. So I am also going to say that I think half is about, give or take, it's about here. So we know that half is 1 piece of 2 total pieces. So this would be my halfway point right about here. I'll just do a dotted line across. So let's assume that that is about half. All right, so that is half of what? Well, the whole was liters. So the half, this is a half liter. Now, if I took 1,000 and I did the same thing and broke it into 2 equal pieces, how many millimeters would be here? 500 is the correct answer. So this is 500 milliliters. Okay, so half of a liter is the same as saying half of 1,000 milliliters, which is 500 milliliters. And I could split this large cylinder into 4 equal parts. So now it's 2. So if I want to split it into 4 equal parts, I'm going to likely draw a line somewhere around here. That dot's a little bit out, but it's around here. And I would probably split one here. So now I've taken my 1 liter and I've cut it into 4 parts. So if it's split up into 4 parts, what do we call those parts again? Quarters, correct. So I would represent this level of capacity as 1/4 liters, or 1/4 of a whole liter. And on this side, same thing. If 500 was halfway, well, 1/4 is half of 1/2. So if I took 500 and I split it into 2 equal pieces, how many milliliters would I have? 250 is correct. 250 milliliters. Good. And then as I go up, I have this measure here. Now I wouldn't write this as 1/4 because I know 1/4 is this piece here. So if this piece is 1/4 and this piece is 1/4, that's 2/4 or 1/2. How many quarters do I have now? I would have 3/4. So this would be known as 3/4 of a liter. That's just bonus information in case you were wondering. And for those that are out there, if I took 250 plus 250, I made 500. What if I added another 250 milliliters? What number would I have here? Correct, 750 milliliters. Awesome. Oops, a little bit of a high end there. Okay, so 1 liter is the same as 1,000 milliliters. That's an important relationship that we want to just remember, especially my grade 4s. You want to remember that. Grade 3s, and for review for grade 4s, we want to know that half a liter, okay, a half a liter, I need 2 of these to make 1 liter. And a quarter liter, I would need 1, 2, 3, 4 of them to make 1 liter. Okay, so I wanted to show you just a relationship to your home life. So many of us have measuring cups in our house for baking and cooking. Okay, and on a measuring cup, if it's just a standard 1 cup size, we know that we have lines along the side. I'm sure you've all seen them. I'm sure moms and dads have pointed it out to you if you've helped with baking or cooking. And this halfway line here would be half a cup. And this line would represent 1 whole cup. So I'm just going to put a 1 here, and this would be 1/2 a cup. So I wanted to relate this tool that we often use, because 1 cup, 1 proper measuring cup for us is 250 milliliters. All right? So you're going to be doing a scavenger hunt, and you're going to be asked to go around your house and look for objects that have the ability to hold a liquid. So it could be anything from a cup to something really small. Maybe it could be an eyedropper for medicine. It could be a cap for a shampoo bottle. I'll let you be creative with that. But you might want to use your baking cup, your measuring cup from your kitchen, in order to help you determine how many milliliters the object that you are finding in your house can hold. I hope this tutorial helps you, boys and girls, just understand everything. Thank you.